12:40 a.m. WSBC. Welcome back, folks, to another week of the Hooley's Radio Hour. This show is presented to you in Orland Park in Mokina. Finest thin crust pizza in Chicago's south suburbs. Go get yourself some lovely za today.
Yep.
Foxes. Flood Brothers Disposal. Garbage season is upon us. You know what?
Every season's garbage season.
Every season is garbage season. Call the Flood Brothers in this new year of 2024. If you've had garbage issues in the past, you always want to make your garbage better, don't you?
Cleanliness. Right?
Sure. Flood Brothers Disposal. Call them. Madden Funds. Let's all invest. Sock some dough away. Figure it out. In these times, if something magical happens to you, you call Mike or Dan Madden.
That's right.
And you say, please, protect this, make it grow.
Yeah.
Get big for me. And Guinness Irish Stout. Guinness is good for you. My name's Patty Houlihan. I'll be your host all hour. Joining me, as always, to my left, my twin brother, Billy.
What's happening? It's wonderful to be here. Happy New Year. We made it.
We did make it.
We made it.
Any big new? It was very uneventful in my household this week. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just me and Mike. My daughter Charlotte went over to her girlfriend's house.
For New Year's, you mean?
Yep.
Eve.
For New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
They got caught sneaking out, walking around.
Oh, did they now?
Yep.
By the policia?
By policia.
Oh, really?
But nothing happened. I didn't even know about it until the next day. Until the girl's father called me and he was like, "Hey Pat, I got a call at about 4 a.m. That the police grabbed all the girls down at the end of the block and they said they were going for a walk." So he just called him up and he was like, "Hey, come get these kids. Like, were you aware that they were out?" He was like, "No, I wasn't."
Wow.
So he called me and he was like, "I'm sorry that happened." And I was like, "I get it."
Oh, you mean while they were supposed to be staying at his house?
Yeah, teenagers sneak out,
Those little punks.
Yeah, well, I can't say. I was never a sneak out guy. Because I feared my dad would have just beaten me for doing something like that. Not that he was a physical.
No. No, not at all.
But you knew that if you snuck out in high school and you got caught, that was not going to end well for you.
No. No.
There were strong circumstances for that kind of behavior.
It still is.
I don't know. How do I police? I said, well, they're at that age. I get it. I couldn't
but
be
when
too.
we were younger, the police would actually, everyone's getting a ticket, making an example out of you.
No, they don't do that anymore.
No, too much paperwork.
Got away. Yeah, that's why. But
too much stuff going on.
Exactly. I'm thankful that the police stopped her.
Absolutely, I am too. If my daughter was out there, I'd want to know.
Yeah, I mean, they're just teenagers goofing off. We live in a pretty nice neighborhood, where so I'm not concerned that it's. I am concerned.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't know why I start the show off by that, but that was my eventful evening on New Year's Eve. That's what I found out about.
But they weren't found with any contraband.
No. I didn't even ask.
Question is, where were the gentlemen that they were going to meet? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, or the other kids from another house. It was a sleepover. It was a mass group of girls sleeping over, and
it's always a plan. New Year's Eve.
But the girls' parents said that, we're having a party. We're letting the kids have a party at the house. And this girl has a brother, right? He's 3 years younger, but all his buddies came over. They ordered pizzas and, played music and let the kids drink pop and goof off. And then there was a sleepover component to it, right? And so there were 5 girls, they sleep over, right?
Yep.
I'm sure they,
When the fifth of
New Year's Eve.
When the fifth of vodka arrives.
No, they're not into that. Isn't that crazy? Not yet.
No, it's not crazy.
That's good. I'm thankful for that. Because that was my crowd would have been like, we're having a keg in the woods.
No booze.
Yeah. So every time something like this happens, I look back on my past and I was like, is it worse than something I did?
Right.
Okay.
It's funny you brought that up. I was talking about it with that to a friend on the phone on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And it was probably around 3:00 in the afternoon. Actually, it was 2:30. And I remember saying, this is the time that when we were in high school, we'd be like, all right, the master plan would start. It had been thought about for 3 days previously, but then at around 2:00, you went through your rundown, and then at about 3:00, you put it into action. You had to do some final tweaks. Okay, you're staying where? You're going to be over here? Well, I'm going to sleep at his house, and he'll sleep at that house. We got to get to Stone Park Liquors because so-and-so's brother's got to drive us there. But we got to get there by 4:30.
Sure, I get it.
To pick up the tap.
Well, it's like Superbad. It's like
essentially
that storyline. It's that storyline.
We got to figure out what time this girl's parents are leaving to bring that keg over there into their basement.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to power drink till about 12:30.
Dude, calm down. You're getting a little excited about these glory days. And then we had to do this.
But that's how you had to do it.
I'm not
that
trying
was New Year's Eve.
I'm not trying to encourage kids to go out and do this, but it is what we did.
Yeah, and then if you didn't go to out on New Year's Eve, you were angry. You're like, man, I'm missing the night of the year. The night of the year. You know how it used to be like unreal. We got to be over here.
Well, you know
tonight,
why?
You know?
Because when we were growing up, New Year's Eve was made out to be a much bigger thing. I think we saw it in movies. You know, like Ronald Miller and Can't Buy Me Love.
Of course, one of our 80s
one of the most memorable New Year's Eve films of all time.
Sure,
you know,
of course.
It's where the Merlot gets spilled on Cindy Mancini's coat.
Yep.
And then Bobby from Iowa shows up at the end.
Right.
And I think remember Ali Rico Suave's in the movie too, isn't he? Gerardo, dude.
Yeah.
I think that was Gerardo's first big film. Anyway, I wonder if my daughter and her friends have ever seen Gerardo.
I don't know, man. Probably.
I'm gonna say, kids, next New Year's Eve, you stay at my house. I'm gonna show you Can't Buy Me Love. And then
there's probably somebody
at midnight. We're gonna play the Gerardo album.
There was probably somebody at New Year's Eve this year that when the clock struck midnight, it went Ali, you know, and Gerardo kicked.
It's a shame that we can't play it anymore because of licensing issues.
Yeah.
But I think most people listening and watching right now, they remember, they know. That's the place in their hearts. Speaking of songs, crazy thing.
What's that?
Paula Cole, Where Have All the Cowboys Gone?
Oh, yeah.
You know, where it goes, yippee-yi, yippee-yay, yippee-yi, yippee-yay. Yeah, for some odd reason, for the last 3, I haven't heard this song in years on the radio, or even recently. But I was cleaning the house today, and all of a sudden, yippee-yi, yippee-yay, that was in my brain.
You started singing along to it?
I couldn't place it.
I will pay the bills, and there a line like that? What is it?
There's a lot of complaining in the song. And there's that yippee-yi, yippee-yay. It's been in my head. Maybe it's a sign. It's a Paula Cole New Year.
It's a Paula Cole New Year. What's Paula Cole? Cool? Should we call her? You know that Paula Cool?
Hey, Grandpa, remember her? Yeah, Paula Cool. Sure. Yippee-yi, yippee-yay.
What do you think Paula Cole's doing now?
Probably not listening to this.
Who's Paula Cole's dad?
I don't know. Dude, Mike,
we haven't done that in a
who's
while.
our celebrity dad of the week? Paula Cole. We got to get into Paula Cole land.
Mike will find it for us if he can.
Anyway, that's been my insane week. The New Year's, Mike Sarkowski, our producer, he had a note. Did Mikey make it to midnight? My son Mike.
Oh yeah,
he did. Yeah,
he
made it way past midnight. He made it till. I've had my kids. My ex has COVID. All right, and we split custody, so the kids were with me for an extra long streak of like 11 days in a row. So there was a lot of their bedtimes were all, and they're on break. You know, and so I kind of let it slide and let them stay up. I let Mike stay up till he like zonked at like 1:30. I was like, all right, we're done. You know, but
I mean, what'd you guys do at New Year's?
Which is extra late for a guy his age. You know,
what'd you do at New Year's? We're like, yeah, man, Happy New Year. I love you.
I think that's exactly what we did. Yeah,
it was just the two of you guys in the apartment.
I went, hey, Mikey.
Hey, man, I love you.
Hey, Mikey. Yeah, man.
We made it.
Happy New Year. I love you, son. Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah, okay, good.
And then I said, when you're a little older, I'm going to show you a film with Patrick Dempsey called Can't Buy Me Love. It's going to teach you everything you need to know about high school and New Year's.
Yep. And lawnmowers.
Jim Cole is Paula Cole's father.
Oh, thank you. Well, Happy New Year to you, Jim Cole.
Happy New Year, Jim Cole. I wonder what your New Year's resolution is going to be.
Yeah.
Yippee-yi, yippee-yay. Do you ever think people ever call Jim Cole's house, prank him? Hello? Just go, yippee-yi, yippee-yay, yippee-yay. God damn, it's one of them fallen cowboy damn prank calls again. I wish my daughter wasn't so talented. Oh, the hell she's brought on me.
Yeah.
My New Year's resolution is for you to piss off.
Okay. Yeah.
Signed Jim Cole, Paula Cole's father.
Yeah. I went out on New Year's Eve for the
You know
first
what's the
time
craziest thing
in
about
years.
Jim Cole?
What's that?
I heard a rumor
Oh, you did?
that his favorite pizza is Fox's
Oh,
Pizza
wow,
in
okay.
Orland Park in Mokina, Illinois.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And maybe you can go to Fox's
Mm-hmm.
and say, the Houlihan sent me and Jim Cole told me that this is the finest thin crust ever.
Yeah, and then you might be able to find a cowboy there.
Ooh, that's even better. Hooley returns after these.
Chicago Southsiders have always known where to get the best pizza. For over a half-century, the Fox family has been creating that delicious thin crust za that your mouth will tell you, this can only be Fox's. It's a Chicago Beverly neighborhood institution at 99th and Western, as well as in South Suburban Orland Park, where they combine delicious food with an Irish pub ambiance. Fox's is owned by Tom and Frank Fox, whose parents, Frank and Therese, bought the Western Avenue location from Al Capone's sister back in 1964. The Fox family opened the doors to their Orland Park location in 1973 at 143rd and Ravinia Avenue. Chicagoans will recognize the stone turrets of their Irish castle, where great times have been celebrated for generations. Fox's is perfect for the whole family, pickup or delivery, or you can dine in, relax, and have a cocktail with your dinner. Whether it's steak, ribs, chicken, or especially pizza, it's all good. Having a party? Fox's also does catering. Call Fox's in Chicago's Beverly neighborhood at 773-239-3212 or in South Suburban Orland Park at 708-349-2111. Mention this show for a free toothpick.
Flood Brothers Disposal was started over 90 years ago by their grandfather. With more than 20 family members still involved with the day-to-day operations, the Floods are service-oriented and believe that the right way is the only way to do something. Flood Brothers is price competitive and still offers the personal touch in an industry-trending corporate. For client-centric service without all the corporate garbage, call Flood Brothers today for a quote on your solid waste, recycling, and yard waste collection services. Call Bob Flood today at 630-261-0400 or go online at floodbrothersdisposal.com.
With a history going all the way back to 1896, the International Union of Operating Engineers has continued to protect workers and their families with loyalty and brotherhood. Local 150 has continued to thrive through economic booms and busts with careful training and aggressive organizing. Under the leadership of President and Business Manager Jim Sweeney, Local 150 has implemented programs and action plans to create work, protect benefits, and keep members working. And they've been helping the Irish American community of Chicagoland for just as long. The Hibernian Radio Show is proud to be associated with Jim Sweeney and Local 150, and we salute the continuing efforts of the International Union of Operating Engineers and their support of Irish and Irish American families now and in the future. Thanks to Local 150.
Hey listeners, I know we don't talk about finance much on this show, outside maybe the amazing Bitcoin the Musical, which we currently have in development. But I do want to take a moment and tell you about two brothers who make this show possible and why you should consider having an honest conversation with them about the future of your finances. Mike and Dan Madden are the brains behind Madden Funds. They've been lifelong friends to Bill Clay and me, and we entrust the Maddens with our money and the precious donations of our listeners so we don't let outrageous ideas get the best of us. And you should too. Do yourself a favor and reach out to Dan or Mike Madden today to book a consultation on the future of your finances. If you have questions about your financial future or current situation, give them a call. The number is 708-848-3200. Again, that number is 708-848-3200. Or you can visit their website, Madden Funds, at www.maddenfunds.com. Again, www.maddenfunds.com. I don't want to wait for life to be. I want to know right now, what will it be? Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow.
Paula Cole.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever think she was cute?
Hell yeah.
You did. You were attracted to Paula Cole.
Sure.
She's got kind of a... I thought she looked like Xena, the warrior princess, too, a little bit. She had that kind of similar look.
I'd call that cool.
Yeah.
Xena was an Australian, the woman who played Xena.
Yeah.
You
Did
think
you ever
Paula
watch any
Cole
of that
looks like
stuff?
Xena?
No, I mean, like, they had, like, similar facial structures, I thought. I don't know. I don't know. She popped into my head just now. Thinking about Paula Cole, I thought about Xena the Warrior Princess.
That's hot. I think that Paula Cole would, I don't know how she would react to that. Be like, hey, Paula.
Be like, Paula, you remind me of Xena.
Billy thinks you look like Xena.
Oh, would you ever watch any of that stuff?
Xena the Warrior Princess? Yeah, I know somebody who wrote for it, Gene O'Neill.
Really?
Yeah.
What about...
Shout out to Gene O'Neill.
Was that connected to Hercules and Kevin Sorbo, too?
I think they were part of the same... I think the same producers were... Yeah. I think that actually Gene O'Neill wrote for both shows.
Lucy Lawless.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Lucy Lawless. Yeah. Ring-a-ding-ding, New Year. Happy New Year to Lucy Lawless.
Mm-hmm. And Kevin Sorbo.
We'll throw Sorbo in there, too.
You know, why not?
I wonder what Sorbo's doing.
Lots of cool stuff, probably.
Way cooler stuff than me, for sure. It's probably like snowboarding somewhere.
Yeah, so he had all his hair. So he had that going for him.
He had fine hair, though, like me. So a guy like Sorbo, like, because he was Hercules, dude.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, look, Hercules has the same kind of stringy, balding hair I do. I wonder if he gets to hold on to his mane, you know?
No.
Maybe now you're bringing it back, dude. I'm having like photographic flashbacks. I think I may have seen Sorbo in a hair restoration commercial.
No,
I think I may
look
have
that up for us, but I mean, maybe no, I don't think so. Sorbo did Bosley,
could have,
or one of those.
Hashtag Bosley.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Dr. Bosley.
Still waiting for my free.
I got a text
You
from
did?
Restore. Yeah, special discount New Year. You know, I get them like every 3 months.
New year, new hair.
Yeah, that's.
I
what
get a
it
lot
is.
of those.
Yeah,
you know,
I hit a lot of things on my, you know, like, you know, in your feeds and stuff, and obviously it's like everything. It must be about exercising. You know, ectomorphine.
Yep.
Now I'm seeing, you know, Dr. Drew everywhere is doing his V-shred thing with that.
Oh, that's a guy who's like, this doesn't, you know, like that.
He's like eating donuts. He's like, I get you shred. It's about, you know, intake. And like, he's got a whole scientific method to it.
We got to find that guy's name out.
Then I see another one where a guy's like, fasting works. And he's like, you know, flat. It's unreal. Like everyone, like one guy's telling you like, you can eat everything and do this. The other guy's like, fasting works.
Yeah.
Then there's, you know, people that want to take Ozempiral, I think it is now, for weight loss. It's crazy, man.
We were talking about Sorbo, his hairline. Mike's looking it up to find out if he ever had hair implants, but
no hair implants.
Sorbo didn't do it.
Good for him. Proud of you, Kevin.
I call bluff.
That we know of. Maybe a private doctor in L.A., you know, they had to sign an
Look
NDA
at Sorbo's hair. You know who could play? Sorbo should have played Jordan Belfort. Look at that picture.
Oh, wow.
Dude.
They do look a lot alike.
Don't they? He's got kind of a the real Jordan Belfort look going on.
From The Wolf of Wall Street.
Look at him. Look at Sorbo. Look at Sorbo. I want you to trade the sword. Sell me this pen. Put it right in your hand.
Yeah. I went to a New Year's party I went out for the first time, and God, I think it had been like 4 or 5 years that I'd gone out.
I thought you were going to say 4 or 5 days.
No, I hadn't gone out on a...
It's been 3 or 4 days since I've been drunk. I can't believe it. I went out again.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I went out, and it never changes. Like it was kind of fun though. Like some of the women wore like New Year's Eve gowns.
That's a thing.
In like a dive bar though.
Sure.
And then they had like a little backdrop, and they all took pictures in front of it, and then changed. And it was like, all right, let's play board games. And, you know,
the photo opportunity.
Yeah.
There's too much of that going on.
I even found myself what colors to wear on New Year's.
You did?
I Googled it. Yeah. Purple is the one that I came up. Purple is a pipe one, black and gold. But then again, I thought, well, I don't want to be mistaken for a Latin king, so I better not do that.
Yeah, I don't think not too many people are going to think you're a Latin king.
Yeah.
You don't look the part.
Are there any black and purple gang colors that we should know? We can make a whole joke about this. But
have you ever heard of there's a street gang in Chicago no one's really ever heard of until now.
Oh.
They wear purple and black.
Who's that?
The Paula Cole Wildcats.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah. Be careful of them Wildcats.
They exist on the outskirts of Winnetka. They're extremely dangerous.
And they come out on New Year's Eve?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God, they actually produce a lot of the New Year's Eve ball drop stuff with Janet Davies and
Marchie and Greco. Gene Greco hasn't done it in years.
And Billy Corgan and all the other people that I had to see every year.
Sure. Did you watch any of that?
No, I don't.
Like we were in the bar, and they were like, "Everyone, shut up!" And they like to put the countdown on TV, and I was like, "Oh, who cares?" And then there was a mad fight for like what song was going to come on. Mm-hmm. People were.
Have you ever noticed that they love all the dance footage of people in the crowd?
Everyone's like, yeah.
But they always put the camera on the guy who's like going monk, you know, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, I've seen this guy before. Like,
sure.
And they purposely go out and look for the most eccentric people in the audience.
But they won't put like a camera on people that are just like Frenching. You know? Like,
but they never put a picture on a guy who's getting lucky.
You know what I mean?
Grandpa's mad about it. In my day on New Year's, they used to show people making out and drinking.
Did you ever see two
And now they show a guy who looks like RuPaul spinning around on his head.
Did you ever see two people Frenching on Halloween? Not on Halloween.
Have I ever seen two people
on
French?
New Year's. Sorry.
Have I ever seen two people Frenching on New Year's?
Yeah, like as the clock struck midnight, the guy just turns to his chick and sticks his tongue down her throat.
Let me dial the brain. Take me to the Wayback Machine. Yeah, I'm sure I did. I'm sure I just glanced at it and went,
yeah, that didn't happen where I was. That didn't happen where I was at. But I do remember seeing those things. You were asking why don't they film those things? They exist. There were people that Frenched this year on New Year's in Chicago.
Getting back to your party. Yes. All right, so you went to a party.
Yeah, their food spread. Funny thing about the food is on New Year's Eve is when you go to these parties, excuse me, you're like very excited. You're like, oh, all right, like what's the spread? And the spread looks great, but everybody always gets there, and it's not like because it's closed to a private party, and yes, you're friends with everyone, but it's like very calm. Like you walk in, everyone's just like sitting there, like saying hello, you know, and the food is all out, and you're like, and I got there, and no one was eating, you know, and I was like, okay, you know, and I was like, well, I guess I got, and then my friend's like, no, some of us already ate. I didn't get there till 7:30. They started at 6. I was like, easy. You know, I was like, the food's probably, I figured the food would get laid out around 7:15, you know, which I was right. And they're like, some of us just all finished eating. And I was like, well, some of this food looks like untouched. Like no one, like, you know, there were mini burgers. No one had touched the perfect pyramid that they were out of, you know. Or like,
and this upset you?
No, it didn't upset me. But what happens is you're trying to maintain your etiquette. You don't want to be the guy that's just like, yeah, I paid for, you know, loading up, jamming it before anybody can get anything to eat.
I'm that guy. I don't care.
I wanted to be that guy, and I did. There was a big thing of shrimp. I could have just taken like 30 of them.
There it is. Bill's obsessing with shrimp again.
Mike,
little known fact.
A buddy of mine turned to me and goes, "Did you see all those shrimp over there?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm gonna max those later on."
See, now you bring
and they never got touched because everybody just started drinking. Like, you know, it was like old fashions, Manhattans, martinis, and it was like, you have one of those or two of those, your appetite's gone.
Oh yeah, you're in Kevin Sorbo land, right?
I guess.
Nobody said that to you. Take me to Kevin Sorbo land.
No.
Whiskey rocks. Immediately.
No. Nobody asked me who I was planning on Frenching that evening either. No one said, "Hey, you Frenching anybody tonight?"
That's a damn shame.
You think there was a kid's teenager dad who said to him, "Hey, son, who you Frenching tonight on New Year's?"
I'm sure there's dads that said a lot worse, just real sleazebaggers.
Maybe.
You know? Hey, son, who you Frenching tonight? Who plays that part in the movie trailer? Varsity Blues 3.
John Grease.
John Grease?
Yeah, I love him.
Really? Uncle Rico?
Yeah, he'd be great at that.
He's great at everything, though.
Who would you want?
Who would I want? Sorbo. The mustache.
It's like a stash.
with a stash and a bald head.
Okay.
And he's talking to James Vanderbeek still plays a 14-year-old kid.
Oh, that'd be a good skit.
In Varsity Blues 3A, Sorbo and Vanderbeek.
And is it Vanderbeek's kid? What is he getting, like NIL money or something?
Dude, absolutely. Yeah.
And he's like, you know, there's another mean Texas coach down there that they need to overthrow.
Right. Son, who cares if Steve Sarkisian is on the phone? Who you Frenching tonight?
Yeah, right.
Whoever I want, Dad.
Coach Saban's on the phone.
Jumps into a
Hold on, Coach. Who you Frenching tonight before I put him on the line with you?
Never mind, Dad. I'm going to Fox's Pizza. I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. So that was my New Year. Yeah, just the celebration. Lots of '80s music where I was at, '80s and '90s.
Yeah, of course.
That's people my age. That's what we like.
Let a lot of CNC Music Factory. And,
I think was there some CNC Music
Technotronic.
Factory? Technotronic was definitely played.
Yeah.
Yeah, Salt and Pepper.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like
Madonna.
fun.
Tons of Madonna.
I didn't do any of that. I just sat and watched my son Mike play Fortnite while he yelled at people on the headset, which is starting to creep me out. The headset gaming thing again is back, but he was inside for so long because I made the mistake of not scheduling anything for him to do during the break. Really, like usually we get him into like some basketball camps or something like that. There's something going on.
Yeah,
but it's just been like, and because my ex had COVID, the kids are just with me, and we'd go out, try to go out once a day, do something, but like. It's just, a lot of gameplay. It started driving me nuts because, Mikey headbutted my last TV and broke it.
Right.
So I have a replacement TV, Mike, that someone in the family was kind enough to donate. My dad gave it to me. He was like, yeah, here, I got an old one. But yeah, I put that up because I wanted to watch the bowl games. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Am I going to go out and buy a new TV like in a day? No.
How about those bowl games?
Pretty good. I thought so.
I liked them too. I thought they were,
Michigan coming out on top. Were you surprised? I was.
Yes, I was. I did not think they were going to beat Bama. Pretty impressive.
It was real impressive. And I didn't, in the first half, I was like, Bama's going to win this. Like I didn't gamble on the game. Like I saw that the line was, and I was like, staying away. Like I really thought Alabama was going to win the game. I did not believe. I saw Michigan struggle
this is
in a couple
the
of
Rose
games.
Bowl for everyone that doesn't know what we're talking about. Yeah,
college playoff.
Yeah.
But I was not. I was not on the. I wanted Michigan to win because Alabama's just been there so many times, especially the SEC. I don't want the SEC in it again this year. Get them. We're tired of them. Like, let's So to have a Big Ten team and Pac-10, no more, right? But Washington coming in, like that's gonna be an interesting game. I'm excited for it.
I am too. Actually,
you got a prediction?
I'm gonna take. Oh man. I'm gonna take Washington in an upset.
Same. I am too.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But if the Michigan people do win, I'll be happy for them. A lot of people don't like Michigan fans, and I think they say that about every fan base. Like when a team gets big enough, like I don't like their fans. Like I don't like Alabama fans. I've never had any interaction. They're proud, right?
Sure.
Portnoy from Barstool was pounding his chest after that Michigan win.
Yes, he was.
But yeah, Michigan's they've got a good PR team behind that whole organization because they're everywhere all of a sudden. And JJ McCarthy from back of our neighborhood here in Illinois is their,
he looks like the All-American quarterback.
That's part of it. Yeah,
he looks like a Hollywood type fit role for that, like
right,
tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. All-American. Like everything.
Tom Brady. It was of the same mold.
Yeah.
There was a tweet that went out about that where Harbaugh said, gave a tweet or a quote that said that he thinks that J.J. McCarthy's the best quarterback Michigan's ever had, right? And then Tom Brady responded. It was like on an Instagram thread. Absolutely. So he agreed, High praise from Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, who also, by the way, is a big Paula Cole fan. We're at the end of the radio program. We got to go to podcast land.
Time to go to podcast land.
We'll see you on the other side after this. Welcome back, Hooley's Hooley.
Yes,
we're in podcast land.
land.
Second half of the show. I've noticed that whenever I come in from a segment lately, or after a break,
right,
that I tend to do the thing with the chair.
Yeah, moan over.
Yeah, we've been videotaping the show recently, right? And I'm trying to stay not too aware of where the cameras are, but I want to know where they are. But I was watching the program and I was just noticing that I was doing a lot of this. I was just adjusting. New Year's adjusting.
Excuse me.
But yeah, have you had any New Year's resolutions for yourself that you're starting to manifest yet? Did you make any private ones that you're willing to share with the Hooley's Hooley audience? Other than watching more Sorbo and listening to more Paula Cole?
Not yet. I told myself I wasn't going to play any of those. If I'm out, I won't play the gambling machines anymore. I don't want to do those anymore.
Okay.
But then again, I find myself buying a square for the Bears game.
Okay.
At a bar, and I was like, oh, that's gambling too.
Like you're trying to like let me.
But I don't want to do like the pushies. No more pushies.
No more pushies.
Yeah, we done with those.
Yeah. That's a good New Year's
It
resolution.
is. And
It's
then,
only okay. Yeah.
It's only been like 4 days, but I plan on Monday. I do honestly. I plan on getting up early and going to the gym. Starting that's I want to give myself 1 week to sit there, get back adjusted with work a little bit, and then be like, all right, let's start the routine.
Okay.
That's my plan.
All right, now, are you going to go out and get like the supplements for yourself?
No.
Nothing. You're just going to start by going to the gym?
not in the beginning. I just want to get my legs back and get.
See, I find that when all of a sudden I make a purchase on something, and it's not going to be a gym membership, but like if I go and get like the creatine and the,
I
the
have the
protein
gym
shake,
membership. I pay for it every month.
I know. I'm saying aside from that, like when you want to get back into the workout mode, for me, it helps me to like start acquiring those things and integrating that into like my diet. And like, so rather than, because all of a sudden it's a mental thing that goes off in my head. Like, well, now I paid for all this stuff. I got to go do it,
Okay.
Because then if that stuff's not around, I'm just like, another day of chilling, I'll have a double cheeseburger. I'll watch myself an old Vanderbeek film, make a bubble bath,
Sure.
and then do nothing.
Yeah.
So I find if you buy this stuff, I just did it again.
Yeah. Stop.
I can't control it.
I have lost almost 10 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm thrilled about that, and that's just been cutting out a lot of junk.
No more, and you're the candy man.
I still have been eating. I had a couple fruit roll-ups last night, but like I'm not like pounding chocolate. Maybe it was chocolate for me. I've held back a lot on like the chocolate a little bit.
Yep.
But I'm also noticing I've become a calorie intake person.
Oh, really? You're reading
Every time I'm grabbing something to eat, or if I'm having a snack, like I've decided that let me have pretzels or nuts rather than greasy Doritos.
Okay. So you're making better health choices, more health
I'm looking
conscious.
at it, I'm going, oh, this is happening. And then, I think they say for men, it's somewhere in the area of like 2,400 to 2,800 calories per day that you're supposed to intake that's normal. All right. Mm-hmm. And then if you're planning on losing weight, you should maybe subtract that by at least like 500 to 600 a day. And then over time, 500 would make you lose 5 pounds in a certain amount of time. 600, so
Sure.
I've been cutting it down. I think I'm up to like I'm doing like 1,800 calories a day. So I've lost like 10 pounds almost over the,
all on your own plan, just Billy's plan.
Just my plan. That's right. And then that's why when you get in the gym, it's go time.
Well, we got to start making this like a hero journey video for you. Like we'll start it out and, we got to find a sponsor. We'll influence on their behalf.
Oh, okay.
Billy gets ripped, and the opening line is, I used to be a candy man, and I used to watch a lot of Vanderbeek and I used to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Mike has a note. Billy's last health checkup. When was your last checkup? They do say to do that before you want to start working out.
That's true. I had a health checkup in July, and everything was pretty good. He ran all my bloods and all, and he's like, "You're good."
Okay.
He's like, "Your cholesterol's fine and everything." So, it's amazing too when he told me, he's like, "Yeah, cholesterol's great." I'm like, "Wow, really?"
I eat a lot of junk.
I was like, "I like double cheeseburgers and pizza and Skittles and Doritos and Coca-Cola Classic and all the great stuff.
And cigarettes.
Smokes.
And booze and whiskey.
Irish whiskey and Guinness.
Right.
It's just never ending. And it's not the healthiest diet.
But
I have cut a lot of that out, or at least
toned it
down a little bit. And 8 pounds lighter. 10 pounds lighter. Close to 10 pounds. Yeah.
So I was in workout
I was at
mode.
208. I'm down to like 195. Over like a 7-month period.
Yeah. So a couple years ago when I was trying to do that, I wanted to, I spoke about it on the show all the time. I'm ectomorphin, and which amuses me just to say that all the time. I ectomorph. You ectomorph?
Yeah.
But I got pretty hard into it for a while. And
yeah, you were showing pictures of yourself shirtless on the internet. I mean,
I did not show a picture of myself shirtless on the internet. I sent a picture to my personal trainer.
That's right.
Who then shared my results. He asked,
Yes.
he called me and he said, "Hey, can I share your results?" Which is like, my results?
Right.
Me? Yes. People dream of that, It wasn't like I was...
Narcissism went into overdrive.
No.
Share it!
Well, because then I was like, I thought...
How many likes has it gotten?
Right.
Yeah.
I thought maybe then it would push me to like keep going, and doing it. And then, I don't know, I just got lazy one day, and like one day turned into 3 days, and 3 days turned into, 6 months. And I was like, wait, I stopped going. And now I've noticed I got like I got a little beer gut again.
Well, I just saw a thing when the guy says...
I'm like, and I don't drink or anything. And I don't eat, I try to eat healthier. But my lifestyle changes have not been too drastic from when, I'm just stopped working out. You can just see the difference.
The
6
guy
months later,
from
I'm like,
V-Shred says that there is no such thing as a man bod.
Mm-hmm. There is no such thing as a man bod.
That the area that people, when they gain their weight in their midsections like that it's they call it like lazy fat or something, like the worst kind of fat that like sits there. So you can still eat junk.
Skinny fat. They call it skinny fat. Are you skinny fat?
No, as he said, the dad bod where, he's got the beer. He says it's beer. They go, no.
I don't eat these. That's the guy, right? Like in the commercial.
Seen him.
We got to pull his name up. Mike's got to know his name.
He never says his name.
Vince Sant is his name.
Oh, is that his name?
Vince Sant.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag Vince Sant.
Hey, can we find out who Vince Sant's dad is?
Absolutely. Get on that immediately. We need to find out who Mr. Sant is and wish him a Happy New Year on the show.
Is he V-shredded?
Is Mr. Sant... Hey, Vince, is your dad ripped? Did you come from a ripped family?
Is his name really... And here's the best part. Is the
Vince Sant.
Yeah,
that sounds very...
Is Sant really the last name, or is it like Santinelli or Santino?
Right.
Or,
I'd be guessing the latter, Bill, that like he just shortened his name for celebrity purposes. Mike's looking it up, scanning, he's moving his head. Where is Mr. Sant's name?
He's going to be hard to find.
Yeah. No, he's not hard to find. He's everywhere on Facebook and the internet right now, that guy.
Well, he's got Dr. Drew in his corner because now he's like all of a V-shred guy.
Well, so. and now...
I'm thinking about it.
And you were thinking about it.
You do all these like natural weight stuff and like, I don't know.
Calisthenic stuff.
I do believe in a good long stretch.
Mike, oh my God. Is that Vince Sant's girlfriend?
Holy cow.
Because there's a... She looks like I've seen her in something before. Her name's Ashley. Ashley, but her name's not Ashley Sant. It's the Ashley. It's not yet. It isn't. Look at that. Like that's an Instagram pic where he's posing behind her shirtless. I guess he's in the business of being shirtless, right?
Well, she's not shirtless. She has a bikini.
Her name's
on.
Ashley Rossi.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag Ashley Rossi. Please, all Instagram followers from Ashley Rossi,
come our way, please.
Come my way.
Yeah. Maybe
like me, add me.
Yeah. Let us know who you're Frenching on New Year's.
Right. Are you going to be Frenching Vince Sant on New Year's?
Hey, actually, did you French Vince on New Year's? Did you guys have a cupcake afterwards and do like 30 push-ups? How'd that work out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, son, who you Frenching on New Year's?
Yeah.
Well, we got to get Vince Sant in Varsity Blues 3. Maybe he's the personal trainer.
He's the new wide receiver. No, he's the wide receiver's coach, maybe?
He's the team coach. He's like a coach on the Coyotes. The West Canaan Coyotes.
Oh, they're still in West Canaan? Oh, Varsity Blues 3.
Varsity Blues 3.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Hollywood Studios, we just wrote it for you.
Right.
Looking right at you. Looking at you, Paramount. Varsity Blues 3. I'm not even sure if there's a 2, but we're just jumping right to 3.
I don't think there is a 2.
We're going right to Varsity Blues 3. We're casting Vince Sant as the athletic trainer. James Vanderbeek still plays the high school quarterback.
Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo plays his father.
Not Vanderbeek's father. He plays the father of the new superstar.
Fair enough.
That's what I thought.
Right. And J.J. McCarthy's going to play that part.
We'll call J.J. and see if he'll do it. Yeah.
In his first Hollywood feature right out of Michigan.
Come on, baby. Now you're talking.
Yeah, we put Harbaugh in the movie.
He's like the head coach of the Midwestern team that hates all the Texas players.
Well, he's thinking about going to coach in the NFL, and McCarthy's kind of sad about it.
Yeah.
He's like, I won't leave you. I will never leave you.
Yeah.
Just make sure you eat and do whatever Vince tells you to do. Because if you do, you might wind up with your own Ashley Rossi.
Yeah.
Do you hear me, son?
There were a lot of those types of people that became celebrities through the workout things, Body by Jake, and then you had Susan Powder.
Susan Powder.
You know, remember her?
Yes, the Stop the Insanity. Wasn't that Powder's thing?
I think so, yeah.
She was very ripped, and she had a short crew cut, right?
Yeah.
That was the shtick, you know?
Yeah. What do you think Susan Powder's doing today? And who was Susan Powder's dad?
Mike, you got to find out the name of Susan Powder's father, please.
So ridiculous, yes.
Yeah, somebody was Susan Powder's dad.
Yeah, somebody had to have been her father. Yeah,
we know this.
Oh my God. Take it easy there, man. Getting too excited over Susan Powder.
The insanity. The insanity.
Wow. Yeah, who else? I mean, Billy Banks. Remember him? And then
Ty Bo.
And then who was the dude that hey, you want to dance? He was like that African American dude, and
well, you just said Billy
Machine X or T-Body X or TX something or
PX90, right?
No, it was T-Body or something. You know, I can't remember. There was him.
Yeah.
But now you don't see as many of those commercials.
Richard Simmons,
of course.
Wow.
But you don't see as many of those commercials anymore. That's all.
The infomercials.
Yeah, it's all, more.
No, it's all about tech. Like, get yourself
like
a Peloton.
Vince Sant is that got their gig now.
Vince Sant has the gig. He's the man now. Mike has a note. Looks like it's Tom Horton for P90X.
Oh,
Tony Horton.
Tony Horton. There you go. Tony Horton. Yeah. I thought he was going to tease me and tell me who Susan Powder's father was.
Same.
And then we were going to say, it's Tom Horton from P90X with Susan Powder's father.
Well, you know what? From now on, Susan Powder's father is Tom Horton.
In another life.
In this universe.
Yeah.
And for every guest we ever have on, we'll mention Tom and his amazing inspirational bedtime stories he used to tell Susan about growing up and getting ripped and shaving your head and screaming at the camera.
Yeah.
Let's take a commercial break.
Okay.
More Hooley's Houli after these.
Flood Brothers Disposal was started over 90 years ago by their grandfather. With more than 20 family members still involved with the day-to-day operations, the Floods are service-oriented and believe that the right way is the only way to do something. Flood Brothers is price competitive and still offers the personal touch in an industry-trending corporate. For client-centric service without all the corporate garbage, call Flood Brothers today for a quote on your solid waste, recycling, and yard waste collection services. Call Bob Flood today at 630-261-0400 or go online at floodbrothersdisposal.com.
Chicago Southsiders have always known where to get the best pizza on earth, Fox's Pizza. For over a half-century, the Fox family has been creating that delicious thin crust za that your mouth will tell you, this can only be Fox's. It's a Chicago Beverly neighborhood institution at 99th and Western, as well as in South Suburban Orland Park, where they combine delicious food with an Irish pub ambiance. Fox's is owned by Tom and Frank Fox, whose parents, Frank and Therese, bought the Western Avenue location from Al Capone's sister back in 1964. The Fox family opened the doors to their Orland Park location in 1973 at 143rd and Ravinia Avenue. Chicagoans will recognize the stone turrets of their Irish castle, where great times have been celebrated for generations. Fox's is perfect for the whole family, pickup or delivery, or you can dine in, relax, and have a cocktail with your dinner. Whether it's steak, ribs, chicken, or especially pizza, it's all good. Having a party? Fox's also does catering. Call Fox's in Chicago's Beverly neighborhood at 773-239-3212 or in South Suburban Orland Park at 708-349-2111. Mention this show for a free toothpick.
Hey listeners, I know we don't talk about finance much on this show, outside maybe the amazing Bitcoin the Musical, which we currently have in development. But I do want to take a moment and tell you about two brothers who make this show possible and why you should consider having an honest conversation with them about the future of your finances. Mike and Dan Madden are the brains behind Madden Funds. They've been lifelong friends to Bill Clay and me, and we entrust the Maddens with our money and the precious donations of our listeners so we don't let outrageous ideas get the best of us. And you should too. Do yourself a favor and reach out to Dan or Mike Madden today to book a consultation on the future of your finances. If you have questions about your financial future or current situation, give them a call. The number is 708-848-3200. Again, that number is 708-848-3200, or you can visit their website, Madden Funds, at www.maddenfunds.com. Again, maddenfunds.com.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Fourth quarter of the program.
We're here.
I guess we've been talking about New Year's. A lot of crazy stuff. V-Shred, Paula Cole,
Yep.
Kevin Sorbo. All the good stuff. All the really important stuff in the world today.
Yeah.
You got to get silly every now and then.
You absolutely do.
The whole talk in the sports scene here is, are we going to keep Justin Fields around?
Right.
What do you think?
I think you have to keep him. I don't know.
Go on, talk. Yes. Don't hold back.
Because, okay, if you're Ryan Poles, and I agree with another radio guy who said this earlier today, I was listening to him, and he's absolutely right. If you draft a quarterback